We are Journals Out Loud from the Journals Network. We're here to enlighten you and entertain and other things maybe that start with the letter ear. I've been out there wandering. We are here. You can give us a call at 888-531-7171. This is a live program. You may be listening to it tomorrow, or you may be very good at time travel and listening to it right now, or it may be actually right now for you. If it's right now for you, give us a call at 888-531-7171. We love talking to you. On the show, we have Katie Michael, Jilly, Ben, Josh, Jabbar, Tara. I'm good at learning names. And we have new white couches. Let me see it. Do the white oh, see?
They look nice, huh? They're so comfortable.
I would tell you to stand up and show off the couch, but then I would never be able to get you situated again. And, you know, it's like herding cats around here with these young persons. But we're here. Does anyone have anything to report? Did anyone have an interesting week or something that we should be reviewing and reflecting upon? Because I like to do that at the top of the show.
I mean, nothing except that I'm so happy that La La Land is literally winning everything at every award show.
I didn't like it.
No.
Sorry.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I liked it. I thought the first part was a little like slow. The songs were like, oh, okay. But, you know, like they brought it home.
I haven't seen it yet, but so far I'm on Team Lion and Team Moonlight.
Yes, Moonlight.
Thank you.
I honestly, like, I don't know what that means. Can you explain?
That should have been my role.
Some of the movies.
I mean, right?
I auditioned
Except
for
you
that.
would have had to get jacked. You mean the teenage guy or the big guy?
The teenage guy.
Yeah, because that guy was jacked,
Yeah.
the grown-up guy.
Yeah.
My husband was like, because I already knew because I had read about it, but my husband was like, when it got to that. Anyway, it's told in 3 parts with 3 different actors playing the same person whose name is Chiron.
Yes.
And so it starts as a little kid, and then he's a teenager, and then he's a man. And some stuff happens to him, so when he becomes a man, he decides to get jacked so that nobody will mess with him. And then my husband was like, is that Chiron? I'm like, yeah, just, you know, there's other people in the theater. Because it was pretty much sold out. I think that could win Best Picture. Yeah. So that's Moonlight. That's my recommendation. Who here has a movie recommendation beyond La La Land? Anybody?
Fences.
Oh my gosh, Fences! I can't wait to see Fences.
Yeah, I want to see that. It looks so good.
Yeah. Coming from a theater family, I was so used to hearing the plays and doing the play. I did the plays in high school. So when I saw it on television with 2 of my favorite actors, Viola and Denzel, I was like, yes, they brought it home.
I mean, her one scene where she's like crying, and it's just, I mean, like I just saw a preview of that.
She's not afraid to get ugly. That's what makes her so great.
Yeah.
The ugly cry.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, so that's good. All right, so we're going to see some movies between now and the Academy Awards, and we will continuously talk about them as we see them. Everyone has an assignment. See a movie this week that's nominated. Let's jump into questions. Katie Michael, would you read the first one?
Sure thing.
Bring it.
All right. Oh, God. Okay. My boyfriend broke up with me. At first, I thought I'd be okay, but I miss him more than I thought I would. He said that he wanted to find another way of happiness, and he didn't want to rely on me anymore to be happy. I understand that, but I feel like there's more to it. He said he still liked me, but not as much as before. I'm too scared to ask him about it because I've never pushed people to tell more than what they already did. I don't know what to do.
I'm lost on what to say there.
Well, I mean, so you want to know if you're wondering, okay, if you still like me, then why don't you want to be my boyfriend anymore? I'm going to be honest with you. He's just saying that he likes you still to keep you from hurting more. I think he doesn't want to be with you because he doesn't like you anymore, or he found somebody that he likes more. But I think it's a lie that he still likes you and wants to find another way to be happy. That's what people say to each other, right? I mean, this is my personal opinion. That's what people say to each other when they don't want to hurt your feelings that much. And you're probably in high school, so he doesn't want to make it a big deal and be like, I just don't like you anymore. He's just not that into you.
I think it's a classic example of what people say who are nice when they break up with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I definitely agree with everything that's been said, and I also think that it could also be partly for him. Like, I know myself, I've been in, in the relationship that I was before, that I was in that relationship, and that person became my only happiness, and then I noticed that when they weren't there, that I was you like not I was obsessed. Not obsessed is not the right word, but I was just definitely
Codependent.
Yeah, codependent and very like there. So I kind of feel like he's also talking and like alluding to that's also a little bit how he's feeling, because he said that she's his happiness, and if he's trying to pull away from that, then he's also noticing he needs to be happy with himself first rather than be in a relationship. And I think that's definitely the smart move on his behalf, and I do think that he needs to be more open about that if that is the case.
I think that's a lot of deep thought for this person, and I would hope that that's the person. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of self-awareness for a high school kid. I mean,
I'm saying.
I can't even believe that you're there at 20, but yeah, the person is asking, should I press? Ben, what do you think? Should she ask him more about why he broke up with her?
I don't think there's any point to it. I think they've kind of given you an answer. I just think you have to read between the lines. I think not take everything as word to word. I think you have broken up, and I think you need less think about why you've broken up, more coming to terms with the fact that you have broken up. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to heal from the breakup.
True that.
Yeah, but you know how people get into that sort of rewind of if I had done this or if that, and replaying conversations. How do you get people off that train and heading forward? How do you get yourself
find something else?
Yeah,
I mean, that's like the answer to a lot of things, is like you just need to focus on something else. You said that you miss him more than you thought. Well, find something else to miss, or not miss, but like find something else, someone else you're interested in, have a crush on someone else, or like get into school or get into a hobby, get something that makes you happy, hang out with your best friends, do something. Yeah.
I think it's fun to invite girls over and to play the game of, well, if you weren't with this person, who could you see yourself liking? Like, because that's like a good exercise. Have you played it?
No.
I
So
feel like
fun.
that's so bad though.
What?
Like when you're in a
No,
I think
not when you're in a
that-
relationship, but when someone just
okay.
broke up. When someone just broke up and they're not really ready to think about anyone else in those terms, the girlfriends come over and they say, and they all go around and say, just like, okay, who else could you see yourself potentially?
So
like?
I could say I see myself dating Austin Butler if I didn't have a boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay. I love
Joke's
you,
on
Austin.
you. You have a boyfriend. So
I know.
That's
Julie,
awkward.
But Austin,
Josh, you're hearing this? Are you hearing this, Josh?
Wait, Jilly seems
other
confused
Josh.
by the game.
I'm just wait. So why?
So, I mean, what?
I think
Because-
it's just a fun little exercise to
It
get
gets-
your mind off of.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never done it
It
personally.
makes
but
you start thinking
Right.
of who
Like,
else
there's
can
more
I be with.
people
There's
out
more fish
there.
in the sea.
Got
Right.
it. Sorry, I was
Yes.
confused.
And then the next
get
thing,
it
and then
now.
you start planning a party where those people come over. Do you see?
And then you play 7 in heaven. What is it, 7 minutes in heaven? Then you play that
No.
game. No. Oh,
You have
just
pizza
kidding.
and watch the Oscars.
I mean, yeah.
Grow up. No, I'm just
I
teasing
feel
you.
like everyone plays
Yeah,
7
like-
minutes in heaven.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone 14.
Everyone.
No, seriously, you still do
We're
that?
like 15 to 18, I feel.
never
15 to
played that.
17.
Okay.
Or they just go make out in a car or something. I mean, someone does. Yeah, okay.
All right, so let's
shut up.
Taryn, read the next question. I think we've been really helpful so far.
Hopefully.
Sorry, I mean, I'm telling her like it is.
You are. You're doing great.
I'm a 13-year-old girl, and I think I might be bisexual. When I see a girl in a bikini, I feel more turned on than I do when I see a shirtless guy. But at the same time, I still am into guys, and there is a boy that I like. But in my religion, being anything but straight is a sin, and you can go to hell. What should I do? What religion? I mean, is it like all religions, basically?
I think it's
Yeah.
any religion that's extremely strict, or
I'm
the fundamental version of any religion can sort of discourage.
This is
Yeah.
a hard one because, of course, we all want to say you have to be yourself. At 13, you can know if you're bisexual or not. That's completely, honestly, up to you and how you feel. If you feel that way, that's how you feel. Then you're bisexual. But the hard thing is, how do you deal with that when you do have a family, obviously, or you're in this religion and not. I'm thinking it's obviously bad enough to where if she told her family, they would like shut her out or something. So that's hard. This is a hard one.
Okay, can we talk
'Cause
for a moment
I
about?
personally don't.
Go ahead, finish that thought.
I personally I grew up as a Christian and I went to church like until I was like 13 or something, but it was never like if you're anything but, you know what I mean? It was more open-minded than the black and white Bible that, you know, we've been reading for all these years, because the world is so different. Because people are, like, women were stoned for wearing, you know, less clothing that showed their ankles or whatever. But now, you know, we don't do that. So why can't you be gay?
I mean, like, I feel the most important thing is that if you are very religious, like if this girl is very religious, she'd probably not want to be anything but straight if that's like the way that she's going. But if you're not really religious, then I think, like, I mean, you should just be yourself. Don't you guys agree? I mean,
if she's trying to ask us, like, should I not be bisexual because I want to be in my religion? Is that what we're seeing here?
I'm just talking and spitballing stuff because I want to. I don't know.
I think overall, like,
Well,
just
I'm asking.
I think like,
I'm
I think it's
asking.
like don't just say be yourself, because like at that age you don't really know who you are. I think for me, every time I've given advice around this question, it's been just don't focus on the label, really just be with whatever is coming up for you. And also with your specific question, the religion and what you're feeling doesn't have to have anything to do with each other at this point in time. When it becomes having a conflict, like things like you're like, I want to actually take action on this rather than just having a feeling. Having a feeling is much different than taking an action. So you're having a feeling, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with your religion. If you're taking actions, then maybe it will start conflicting with your religion and with your family if they have strong views. But I think at this point, just feel what you're feeling, continue to explore that if you want to, and be yourself.
I do think
Does she
at
not
13
want to,
they'll
though?
know, though. I think they can know.
They
Does
can
she not
definitely
want
know.
to conflict with her religion, though? That's what
Well,
I'm
that's the
wanna
question. The
know.
question is like many tiered, because at the first level it's like, oh, could I prevent myself from being bi? Could I make that happen?
Yeah.
Will I, if I like looking at a girl in a bikini, do I risk A, losing everyone I love who loves me, and B, going to hell? So for a moment, I would like to talk about the concept of hell and whether or not people here on Earth in our human bodies have the right to tell you what happens after we die. Jabbar.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm a big person. I believe in God wholly. I go to church every Sunday, or at least try to. But the whole religion thing has always been a topic that I try to stay away from, especially to people who are religious, because I feel like it just restricts you on to live life. This world is about being bad and good. You are you. You're 13, but you can't change that what you like. You really can't do that. Your family. What does she has? She has 4 more years. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You have 5. So you have 5 more years before you're independent. Well, independent
Hopefully.
from hopefully. I mean, yeah.
I mean, all in all, be who you want to be, but it's ultimately your decision if you want to, you know, bring religion into it. I feel like that's a good thing to say.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say that faith is faith because it's something that we don't know, but we still believe. So it's not a fact. It's a belief. And people who are very, very, very religious will treat their faith as a fact. And it's still not a fact, because so far no one that we actually know has gone and come back and said, you guys, guess what? You should see what's over there. No, it's like we don't know.
Well, I mean, there are those stories where they're like, oh, I saw everything that was happening to me while I was on the operating room. And it's like,
Right. Well, so far, I don't know of anybody who's gone to hell for being
Right.
gay and then come back and
I
like,
mean, yeah,
you guys.
Yeah.
No, so I just feel like it's a fear tactic, and I respect every religion, but I have a problem with religions telling people that natural human behaviors are a sin. I think that some people like pickles and some people don't like pickles, and
I don't like pickles.
you're going to hell.
Okay. Cool.
And so if you like olives, you like olives. If you like girls, you like girls. Those are just preferences, and we're born with them, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, also, like, just because you're visually attracted to someone of the same gender does not necessarily mean you're romantically or sexually attracted to someone of the same
I think
gender.
girls are very hot, but I'm straight.
Yeah, same thing. Like that too. But for me, like when I was in high school, I always was called gay and some bullied and all that stuff. And I think for me, at one point there was a time I was like, well, am I? And then I did start. I am visually attracted to males, but I had a set one time where they were like, okay, make out with him. And I was like, what? And then so I had to make out with him for a video set. And then it was like, never again. Like, so I now know that I'm not romantically attracted to men, but I still visually am.
That's like
So
going to
it's
Costco and trying the samples and being like, okay, yeah, no.
So it's just like, I don't want to say that you're bisexual because you may not be. Like you
Right,
know,
but some people are.
like
so
yeah, the fact is you're attracted to someone of the opposite gender. Now figure out what that attraction is. Doesn't mean you're bisexual.
Yeah, but because we're not just talking to this kid, we're talking to all kids,
Yeah.
all people who are watching this show or listening to this podcast. And if you're attracted to someone of the same sex, I personally do not believe that you are going to hell for that. I don't believe in hell. I
Yeah.
think we're all responsible for how we treat each other, and that's a big one, and that's way more important than who you love or who you think is hot. Who you
I
point-
think we have to understand that, like, in the times when the Bible and the Torah and the Quran were all written, they were extremely scared of anyone who was different, whether that be someone who was ginger, because in like there's old stories about ginger people in the Bible and religious things, and there's things about anyone different. And I think the fact that I'm just giving an example.
Is he saying ginger?
Ginger
He is
people.
saying ginger.
No, because
Which is
this
not
gave us
bad,
a-
but it's just funny. I've never usually you'd be
It's
like
an
people
old-
that have
Okay,
red hair.
I couldn't hear.
Like,
Are you
I
saying
call
ginger or ginger?
ginger, but anyway.
Why is it me?
Because ginger people we know are adorable.
We
so
don't
it's
have
a
any
good
souls. Like, is that it?
No,
Are we
no.
going to that
No,
now?
he's saying
No,
it's
it's just funny that he used the word ginger and then ginger people instead of people with red hair. I say the word ginger all the time, but I've never heard ginger.
It's an English thing, Katie.
It's
Martha.
I think it's cute.
Anyway,
I think it's cute.
Anyway, what I'm saying is that the fact that they were scared of anyone that was different, and to obviously for someone who's straight, someone that's bisexual, someone that is gay, it's not actually a massive difference, but in those times it was seen as a huge difference. And I think there's things like you're going to hell because they were scared of someone who was different. And I think you have to understand that times have changed, and people who are religious extremists, and in my opinion, people who scream at people who are gay, that they're going to hell, I think that's 100% wrong. Because no matter who you are, like you said, if you like certain food, if you like a certain gender, then it doesn't matter. It's not... If you're a good person, I think that's all that matters. Like,
I think judging is more sinful than being a ginger.
no, I was just referencing because
I
it was
know
a
it's
thing,
cute. It's cute. No,
there's
I
a
do. I
thing
think that.
learned in
I think
history.
judgment is one of the things that we have to work the hardest, because we do have like kind of a natural fear of other in the interest of protecting ourselves, and that someone who looks different could be a threat if they're from another tribe from the other side of the hill that steals our food or what have you. So we have to push past that, because now we live in a global society where we understand that we're all the same. We were all given a life, and that's a precious gift. And so now our job is to get along with each other and to learn how other people think and feel, which includes gay people and bi people and ginger people who are awesome. P.S.
We're 2% of the world.
I just wanted to say one thing before everyone thinks I'm saying if you're a ginger, you're going to hell. Just want to explain to you there are old English tales that I learned about in history where people...
I think
What?
British people were afraid of gingers because gingers were bad.
Don't worry, South Park already made fun of
Gingers
us. You
were-
don't have to explain
Gingers
yourself.
were
We're good.
superior,
We're
so
good.
it
I'm
was
not
like
making
keeping-
fun of anybody. I just want
Yeah, no,
to
go
make
ahead.
sure that's clear.
No, tell us what you know about what the fables in the land of the UK, because we don't know.
Are you sure you just don't want to move on? 'Cause
No,
I'm
I like
fine
it.
with that.
What?
Let's just move on.
Oh, let's just move on. Okay. Is it a bad idea to send bra pictures?
Nope, psych. Just kidding. I'm just joking.
Well, I mean,
Most of my friends
It
do.
depends. It depends on like what kind
How
of
old
relationship
you are.
you're in. If you're in
Yeah.
a committed relationship,
Let me finish the question. Jesus, these couches are making you guys too relaxed.
We're all just jumping in.
Is it a bad idea to send bra pictures? Most of my friends do, but I'm worried they'd be exposed, to be honest.
be exposed, like your boobs be exposed in the bra.
The
no, like
pictures.
somebody's gonna send them out. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. If you're in a committed relationship with a boyfriend or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, and you know that you are committed to each other, you're probably okay because that person's not gonna do anything
Are
with
boyfriend
them.
and boyfriend gonna send
bra pictures to each other?
You know what? I don't know what kind of undergarments boys wear sometimes. Okay, I'm trying to include everyone and not be biased. I don't know what boys wear under their shirts all the
They
time.
should so wear bras.
My point is that if you're sending it to somebody just because they asked you to or because you like them or whatever, no, it's not a good idea because that person then could fully and heartedly put it on the internet. But if you're sending it to your committed partner, I don't think it's not a bad idea. And back in the day, women would do and men would do photo shoots, real photo shoots for their spouse for Valentine's Day, naked, sexy, and it doesn't matter and they would put it in a calendar. We don't do that now. We just Snapchat it or whatever.
They do
I
it.
didn't know that.
I'm saying our
yeah.
generation doesn't do it now. But what I'm saying is, if you're in a committed relationship, no, I don't think it's a bad thing. If you're just sending it to somebody that you like and wants to see you in your bra, no, it's not. Probably
There are
not.
companies that will do
I like
a
that.
photo shoot with you. I forget what it's called, but then you give it to your husband, right? What's it called? Boudoir photos.
That's kind of cool.
And we know, and my
For when
husband
we're
and I
older.
know this couple where he got the pictures for his birthday and he put them on Facebook.
What?
Yeah,
Oh my god. No, but you
No.
have to
because they were both really proud of him. I guess. Go
No,
ahead.
but younger girls have to be so careful.
No, I know.
Don't put
Yeah.
your if you're gonna send a picture, do not put your face in it, whatever you do, because the amount of times when guys been look
Yep.
whose nudes are circling, and I'm why would you it
Yeah.
goes around so fast and you might not even know. So,
I know, but I
whatever
get that
you
tip a
do-
lot where it's oh yeah, you can do it, but don't put your face in it. But don't you feel like that's degrading? If
No.
that you're just gonna take a
because
picture
you
of
can
your
being
always
careful.
deny it. You can
It's-
never. It's harder to prove
yeah,
that
but
way.
it's why are you doing it? What's in it for you?
You're being careful. Okay, because I was in middle school and there was a really, really popular girl and her nudes went around to everybody, even though she was in a relationship. But it was this popular guy who was I don't really care. I'm going to show it to everybody. So it's certain things. I mean, I say definitely not in middle school. I say no to middle school. Do not send any pictures of your body in middle school because boys really are just.
Even on Snapchat.
I mean, yeah, because Snapchat saves everything.
Only 1 second.
But yeah, well, I mean, maybe.
No, now you have the replay button though. You can replay
Yeah,
stuff.
and you can but you can also take screenshots and it works now. It used to not work, and they say you can't do it, but now it does work. I'm just saying. Did
You've
anyone
always been
notice
able
that?
to take. You've always been able to take screenshots.
It wouldn't
on
let
Snapchat.
me the first couple.
You probably just
like-
did it wrong. You just
Oh.
stupid. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
so here's what this question
Got a lot
looks
to
like.
learn.
To me, the grown up, this question looks like, okay, he first asked for nudes and you said no.
Right.
And then he went, okay, what's next on the list? Oh, how about with your bra? If you don't know this dude other than he's just hitting you up and asking you for stuff, I would say no matter what age, like Katie Michael was saying, if this is not a committed relationship, no.
Yes,
Why should he get any pictures of anything?
I feel.
So, yeah. Guys will
See.
say all kinds of stuff via text and to try and get you to feel like, oh, he thinks I'm pretty and da da da. It's going to lead to something if I send it. No, you have to already be in a relationship that he has to put another better foot forward if he's going to win anything like that from you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
That's very well put. I like it.
Jilly, would you please read the next hefty question?
Jilly.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. I have been depression free for a little over a year since I got out of a very toxic friendship. However, within the past week and a half, I've noticed some changes in my emotions and behavior. First, I've been feeling really sad, lonely, and anxious when the nighttime comes around. My mom works nights during the week, and I have an overwhelming fear that she may get hurt or get in a car crash. Secondly, I've been very irritable and have been getting angry at very little things. I feel bad after yelling at my siblings, but in the moment, I get so angry I can't hold back. I feel like because of all this, I've been trying to get attention from guys a lot, and it makes me feel good sometimes, but then I just feel remorse and regret. What can I do to feel better, and how can I break these unhealthy cycles of temporary happiness? It's a lot.
It's
is
a
a lot.
lot. I think let's just start at the fact that you have depression. It doesn't matter. I think you need to seek help, no matter how much that is, or with an actual therapist, or with just seeking help from someone, because it kind of seems like you haven't told anyone the way you've worded this question and the way you've talked about your mom. Like you haven't said anything, no one has said anything back to you. So first you need to seek help, and I think maybe you need to have a really big conversation with your mom about what's actually happening in your life and what all these factors about how obviously you'd probably not wanted to tell about how you're craving attention from guys and you're doing it to make you feel better, but say about how you have the worries about her all the time, because that can also be something like OCD, where you need to do certain things to make sure that like your mom doesn't have a crush. And I just think you need to understand fully what you're going through before you make decisions on your own behalf. And I think you need to really find someone that you can seek help into and trust before you go any step further.
Go ahead.
I mean, like, I feel like you're just like, if you're on a scale at 10, and I think a lot of girls kind of do have these similar issues, because I see a lot in myself in this, but like I haven't been clinically diagnosed with depression, but like I know I have OCD, and I know like if I don't say, well, I love you, mom, I hope you drive safe, like if I don't say that, I do have a fear that I'm never going to see her again. Like I get those things, and like I do want attention from guys. Like everything that you are saying, I feel girls do have these same things. You might just be a little bit more, so there could be something. And I think what Ben said, like if you think you need help, you can get help, but like I just want to say that I kind of like I kind of feel the same. Like I mean, I do want to say like maybe it's like, does it involve around your period? Because I know I get even crazier around that. Like I'm not trying to be funny, like it is kind of funny, but like just saying.
No, it's also like
and
really
like hormones
true.
growing up,
It really
like,
is, because if you haven't gotten your period yet, maybe this is like, you know, maybe that's kind of being it.
Onset, yeah.
Just saying. I don't know.
No, for sure. I have some days, like a lot of my coworkers will attest to this. I'll just come in and there is absolutely zero reason why I should be pissed off, but I am pissed off at the world. And if you come in my path, you will get ripped to pieces for nothing.
I
you
don't
know
wanna
what
be
I
on
mean?
your bad side.
So like, seriously. And then I'll think to myself, I'll be like, oh my God, I am a bitch right now. Like what is wrong with me? And I'll be like, what happened today or yesterday that has put me in this mood? And it just won't be anything. And
what are some self-soothing techniques that people have, or that people have tried, or that people use?
Workout.
I tend to watch TV and get calmer then.
Listen to music.
Listen
work
to
out,
music.
Yeah.
hang out with friends.
I mean,
If you like them. and they're
your
not
certain
causing-
friends, your friends that are good and like they understand you.
And also I have a tip: if you're starting to feel like you're being upset a lot when you're by yourself, when you feel like have nothing to speak to, just FaceTime your friends so you don't get into this cycle of thinking the bad thoughts. Because if you're always speaking to someone, then you're not going to be by yourself, getting deep into yourself, questioning everything. I think that will help you a lot.
And also remember that thoughts are not things. They're at the moment just thoughts, and so thinking them doesn't make anything. You know, you don't have that much power in your mind to make bad things happen by having a certain thought or touching the wrong thing in the wrong way. Like,
And then you're just getting yourself worked up anyway.
Yeah, because you know the old rhyme, step on a crack, break your mother's back. Like that's
I did
that's a
that.
superstition
Yeah.
that somebody wrote out in a rhyme because all kids worry about this stuff.
I think it's healthy to sometimes be by yourself and like think, you know, about things in your life. But my personal experience, sometimes if I think about things too much, I'll get deeper and deeper and deeper into my mind, and then it just gets scary. So I wouldn't want to say, you know, just like every second you start thinking about things, you know, push it back and, you know, not think about it. But there's definitely a healthy line between taking time to yourself, thinking about what you need to think about, and not getting into your head. So I mean, personally, what I do, like, if I think I'm getting into my head, I talk to my dad all the time, and we go have lunch, or I listen to music and I just like dance, or I clean my whole house.
I also read an article that described how these thoughts, these OCD thoughts, are bullies. They want your attention and they don't deserve your attention. So stand up to the bully and walk your thoughts in another direction and just say, you're not going to hijack any more of my day, because this is not a thing. This didn't happen, and I don't have to think about it any longer. It doesn't have that much power over me. It's simply my mind trying to be a bully, and I like myself too much to succumb to that. So I think, yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, I was just looking at her initial question.
Yeah.
Do we think we answered it? I think we all answered it pretty well.
I think, I mean,
How to break your
little
things
your
of happiness.
cycles.
You should just try things that you've always wanted to do. Just try those hobbies or things and see if one of them makes you happier than these little distractions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I find getting deep into a project, even if it's just like playing a video game, like that requires your full, like I like to edit video and I like to develop pictures. And so when I'm deep in and thought in a project, I'm not thinking negative thoughts, So, and then you come up, if you're deep in a project, whether it's like maybe you're into pottery or painting, you just come up and you're like, oh, this room is still here. Like, you want to get yourself so immersed in something that your brain has a chance to calm down and get its base level, lower, so that you're ready to face the day and be nice to people, Katie Michael. Right?
But I also
Yeah.
don't think there's anything wrong with like temporary happiness. Like, happiness is temporary, just like all other emotions. So like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
don't not like, that's valid. To
Yeah,
have
and-
happiness for a short amount of time, like that's not a bad thing.
And there was one other thing, because Katie Michael talked about coming to work and just, not being able to be nice to people. She's talking about her siblings, and I'm saying just, go in another room, close the door, and say to them, I can't be with you right now because I want to be nice to you, and I'm not really in a mood to be nice.
I do that.
Yeah, like I need to be alone a lot. So I don't know about other people. Some people need more social. Some people need more alone time. I mean, I think that's kind of like the difference between an introvert and an extrovert, right? Like if you replenish yourself by being alone, give yourself that gift. You get to do that. That's you, yeah. Who hasn't read? Ben, you want to read the next question?
Okay. I had these best friends at my church a long time ago, but then my family moved to a different church. There's a religious event we will all be at next month, and I want to approach them, but I don't know if it will be awkward. Now they are best friends with each other, and it feels weird. What should I do to make it less awkward? We haven't seen each other in so long. Well, I kind of had this kind of thoughts, nothing to do with religion or church or anything. When I went back to England after 9 months, I was thinking, because I was hanging out with two of my closest friends, I was worried, like, is it going to be weird? What will we have to talk about? And honestly, I had an amazing time when you can talk about other things you did when you were together at church, and then maybe you can move on to everything that's new in our lives and what's happening at that church. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be awkward. I think it's going to be fun, and I think as long as you don't come in thinking, oh no, this is going to be awkward, then you'll be fine.
I think if you guys are true friends, then leaving is kind of just like a pause button, and then coming back is like a play button, because my best friends, we don't talk every day. We don't hang out every week. We might see each other once or twice a month. But when we do, it's literally like no time has passed. So, and if it is like time has passed and it is awkward, then I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, like that wasn't like the best friendship.
It's only awkward if you make it awkward.
True that.
Yeah, they might be nervous about it too.
Yeah.
So focus on making them feel comfortable.
But it shouldn't be awkward if you guys are friends. Like, you just
Yeah.
pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes we face things where it's just like, I'm really nervous about doing this, and you just kind of push your way through it. That day's gonna come and go, and it's gonna be what it is, and you're gonna be fine regardless.
True that.
Yeah, true that. Hashtag Jabbar, would you please read the next question?
Sure. Whenever I try to do good things, it makes me look like a bad person. My family is friends with another family, and we both have a company. I went on our Google thing to rate 5 stars on both, but on our friends, it's rated as a 1. I absolutely had no clue. All I did was try to do a good thing, but nope, the world was like, no. So I got in trouble by trying to be good. Should I just not bother?
Can you explain this
I don't
question to me?
understand
I
the
got
question.
so
I get it.
lost.
You get it? You get
Yeah.
it? Okay.
No.
She or they went on like a Yelp situation,
Okay.
and like rated both their company and their friend's company like 5 stars. But for some reason on their company, it looked like she rated it 1 star.
The other person, their
Yeah,
friend.
the other friend, I think. Yeah.
So how did?
Yeah.
So how does that make her
Wait,
look
can we
bad?
do
It
names?
makes her.
Well, because the friend's company or the parents' friends, whoever the friend's
looks
company,
like, yeah.
it looks like they're writing bad reviews to hate
Like
on
she
them.
wrote, like she
rather
rated them
than-
1 star.
But so how did they get in trouble for being good? How did like?
because it's a misunderstanding, and
Because-
she's feeling like the universe is like not gonna allow her to like do something good, but she's
I think she was trying to be good. She's trying to explain to them that she was trying to be good and didn't write the bad review, but they're not believing her that she didn't write a bad review.
Oh, it accidentally put a 1 instead of a 5.
Yes.
Can't you amend it?
I think she can, but I think at this point the people are just upset already and thinking she's only going to mend it because they noticed.
Just
But
apologize.
I also
Yeah.
I think also that maybe this is just one of maybe a couple instances that has happened, because I don't think this one thing would just be like, I try to do something good and I'm a horrible person and it just doesn't work out. This is probably like a thing that's been happening every time she tries or he tries to do something good, then it doesn't, and this was just the straw that broke the camel's back type of thing.
Well,
So
I also will say, like,
don't
subconsciously,
stop trying.
subconsciously, if you're saying that to yourself, that you're always gonna mess up a good thing or whatever, however you worded it, you're going to, like, whatever you feed yourself, like, in thoughts wise, you're gonna end up doing it and portraying it into your real life.
Yeah.
So, like, don't keep telling yourself you mess up when you try and be good, because you're gonna keep doing it.
Right. It's kind of a woe is me letter to us. And frankly, that attitude really just is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So, it could be, it's the internet. It's logical. You should be able to fix it. And the world is also logical. You should be able to speak to people and say, I went to rate it a 5. I don't know what happened. Show me how to use Yelp. I'm new at it. Or, just ask the universe for assistance and be of good intention. And things usually work out.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that Josh should read the next question.
Cool. I work at a small supermarket part-time. There has been a lady coming in who obviously self-harms. I've seen her cuts. She comes in about once a month to buy razors, and each time I have to serve her. I feel so guilty, but by law I have to sell them to her. I know it's none of my business, but I've struggled with self-harm, and I don't want to be the person giving her razors. Should I give her a helpline, try and talk to her, pretend we're out of stock?
This is such an interesting question.
I personally would say, I mean, you can't really do anything. It's not in your power unless you're going to, like, because she might be like, well, I'm not, and you should mind your own business. So, like, if you want to say something, be prepared for that. But all the other things, it's like, you can't pretend you're out of stock. That's just mean. And should you give her a helpline? Well, she might lash out at you again. So, like, personally, I would not do anything because it's just not your place. But I'm sorry that you have to go through that.
No, it's such a hard situation because you want to obviously do the right thing, but you can't. I mean, like, if she knows what she's doing, you know, like, if she's not going to get razors from you, she's going to get them from someone else. And, if you feel an obligation to say something, then, like, I don't know that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't know that you're necessarily going to be able to get through to her, because I'm sure that people have tried. People like self-harm and is very, usually is easy to kind of see, and she's probably going to do it regardless, which sucks, but it's kind of like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's wrong if you say anything to her. I also don't think you should. If you're not wanting to be involved in the situation, maybe bring it up to your manager and just be like, hey, I noticed she's a regular. I personally do not want to serve her when she comes in, and see if that works for your boss. If it doesn't, then you'll have to deal with it in a different way. However, I do think if you have a good relationship with your boss and you're on good rapport at your job, that you should be able to, like, skip this one out whenever she comes in.
So an interesting analogy might be alcohol. It could be someone that's clearly an alcoholic and they're coming in to buy alcohol, and it wouldn't be your place to say anything.
Can't you deny people alcohol, though? Because
Yeah,
I know
you can deny
bartenders can deny alcohol at a bar. So I think
I
it would be the
s-
same thing at a supermarket or
Yeah,
something if
if
you can
someone
tell that they're a drunk.
It's actually a law. They can't sell alcohol to somebody who's drunk in a store if they
Right,
can
but
tell.
what
But
if
not they have
they're
to
drunk,
already
but,
have to be
like-
drunk. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, what you're saying, I think that's the real law. You already have to be drunk to not. You can cut someone off if they're already drunk, but just because they are a drunk, no, you have to sell to them. They have to be belligerently already drunk.
Okay, and then you could extend it to, I don't want to sell cigarettes to anyone because those will eventually kill you. So it's like, where do you draw the line
You
at?
can't draw the line
You
because
can't
they're
help
people.
somebody who doesn't want to be helped, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and especially
Honestly.
if you're just the clerk. You know what I mean? Like, you're just the clerk in this person's life. They don't know that you're there.
We're just trying to absolve you of guilt and also help you understand, like, what you could do and what really. Go ahead.
You could just find another job so you don't have to be in that type of situation.
That's extreme.
No, that's extreme because
But no, like, I mean,
if-
if you're very concerned about stuff like that, but
It's
Right,
once a
but if
month.
let's say this, Tara, like, you walk through the world and you face situations where you have to make a judgment call. What do I do? Do I intercede? she's just trying to figure out like what's my place in the world, what's
No.
my responsibility.
Okay.
I think honestly with this question, there's so much I want to say, but I kind of don't know how to say it. I think this is probably one of the most serious questions we've ever had on the show, and I think this is a really hard one to dissect and one to really understand, because if I was in this situation, I would honestly not know what to do, and I especially understand it's harder for you than most people because you actually have been through this before and you have cut before and and you're just desperate to make this woman come out of it and be happy again how you are, and maybe not happy, just not self-harm. I just think this is something that you're going to have to deal with yourself, because no matter how hard you want her to stop, she's not going to stop coming in to buy the razors. I think this is something that you're going to have to deal with yourself, unless you trying to help her, and you kind of have to help yourself and try and get yourself further away from the situation. And I just think you need to do something new or think of something else, because you're honestly not going to help her if she's deciding to come every month to buy the razors, and that's just the truth.
But if she cares so much, maybe she can intervene. She knows the situation better than anyone because she's dealt with it. So maybe she can intervene and know a way to talk to her or find a way to talk to her. And if, she doesn't care or doesn't know, then that's where she can let go. But she can attempt. Maybe she can attempt because she knows she's dealt with that. I don't know.
I think maybe you could put like the razors in the bag and like just slip what's it called? The thing was a pamphlet in the bag, like about it. Like I think that there's no confrontation.
Yeah, I think too, like if it's not going to work out with the conversation that I was talking about, also knowing like this is your job. And the reason why I said talk to your boss first is because right now your job is to sell her without having any you're not guilty of it, and you're not causing her to do it. Because if you think back to when you were harming, nobody could say anything new that would change it. You had to deal with it on your own and deal with things that like what you were thinking in your own thoughts in the head. So you can say things to her, but also look at it from where you were coming and put yourself in her shoes, because you definitely can put yourself in her shoes and remember where that was. So I think that at the end of the day, that if you're going to reach out to her, maybe a little bit more subtle, like Ben was talking about, or also just know you're not guilty of her cutting herself, because you can't control. You didn't literally pick up her hand and cause her hand to like cut herself. So it's not you.
I think if you do want a solution, because you obviously do, maybe try to become friends with this person whenever they come. Don't obviously talk about straight off, why are you cutting yourself? But maybe become friends with this person, see a common ground. If you guys both like a certain person at a concert, maybe buy those tickets, get into this person's life, and then maybe you could help them that way. Kind of be a little spy-y about it. That's like the only solution I got.
Yeah, I was going to suggest the same thing, Katie, Michael. It's like it's your place or it isn't your place. And you kind of have to be somebody's friend before you're going to be giving that kind of advice. So if she's kind of around your age, you could say, hey, do you like this band, or something else she's buying. Strike up a conversation or see if you know any people in common. There's other ways to approach it, but familiarity is kind of essential before you're going to be stepping into somebody's business to this extent. Yes, Ben.
I don't think we should give this person also fake hope, because I have friends who caught, and no matter how many times I tell them, stop it, please, you're loved, I don't want you to do this, nobody wants you to. They don't stop. I don't think we should give them fake hope to think, I'm going to be friends with them and they're going to stop. I think we need to understand it's a lot more complex.
No, you're absolutely right. Even knowing the person doesn't kind of guarantee that you're going to be able to have that type of influence. So
that's her closure too, by attempting to do that. So
exactly, that you did everything. Yeah. You did everything in your pro.
I think so this next question's so funny.
All right, then read it, please.
Oh no. Okay, so this guy is 17 and he flirts sometimes. And I don't know how to get him to be my boyfriend. I know he likes my butt and boobs.
Face in hands.
Have mercy on my
face
soul.
in hands.
Go ahead, Katie Michael. Just go ahead.
He literally just flirts with you just so he can have sex with you. Like, I don't he likes your butt and boobs. That's it. Like,
did he come up to you and say, hey girl, like your booty and your
seriously,
boobies?
He's 17, sometimes flirts with me. That's literally what?
That's why I loved this
he
question.
He just wants to have sex with you. That's about it. If he only likes your butt and your boobs, That's it, and you want him to be your boyfriend just because he sometimes flirts with you.
Yeah,
But her
what's-
question
what's-
is, I don't know how to get him. To
What's
be my
wrong with
boyfriend.
your
don't
legs?
Want
Why do you
to get
want to
him?
get him?
Yeah, sometimes this. You literally told us that he is not that into you. He only wants your tits and your booty.
All right, wait. Okay, back up. How old is this person if this game is
Probably like
working on her?
15 or
Because this
15 or
is zero
16.
game. Zero.
Run away. I don't like that. Like, you literally answered your own question. You don't get him. You don't want to get him. You're just you as a young girl crave this attention because this 17-year-old boy, he like sometimes
Okay, so this right here,
me.
this question, this is how 15-year-olds get pregnant.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, that's
pretty
what I'm just saying. Like, you crave the attention, obviously, but that is not the attention that you want to get. I don't care how cute he is or how popular he is, but that's not the guy that you
and you
want to
never
try to get
want
to be your
to
boyfriend.
say, how do I get someone to be my boyfriend? Like, I just think that the way that she even said that, that's just like, come on, girl.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Trick him? Are you trying to like
Exactly.
put some potion in his cupcake?
I think that
it's-
was,
what?
like,
I don't
wrong
get it. Like,
to say that.
no.
Okay, so let's just halt the Katie Michael Tara show for like just no, that was excellent. It was really good, but I would love to hear from the boys because you guys are gentlemen, and if you like a girl, if you like a girl, how do you approach that girl? How do you flirt with the girl? Because there's just so much wrong with this picture right in here that I'd love to hear some advice from the gentleman.
Jabbar can start.
Or do you know boys? Do you know boys who this is their game and it's working?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, in high school, it always works.
I don't
It
involve
always
myself
works.
with those kind of guys, really, so I don't know any of them.
Right, because I want
But
to
the
put
thing is that-
put armor on every girl to protect her from this type of flattery. Because you are so much more than your butt and your boobs, and you need to always be more than your butt and your boobs. And if someone is focusing on your butt and your boobs, they are zero value to you.
But
they
I
are
have
they
to
are
say-
harmful to you.
There are girls that literally that's all they put out. Like they're not wanting you to look at that personality. They're not wanting you to look at.
I think
but
they're
those
putting.
are the girls that
Yeah.
have their inner issues, and they need to
Yeah.
be kept being told
No,
and
I
keep
know.
seeing that they need
That's
to
just
like.
what they're getting attention
be
from,
okay.
though. Also,
Yeah.
like when you're younger, and that's all that guys are into, and it's like it's a weird dynamic as you go from like being younger and like the gender is very separate to like all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I'm actually think that the other sex is hot, and then it becomes a whole weird thing, and then you have to like evolve from that.
What?
Don't you think?
No, Jilly, that was so spot on. But how do you evolve
Ben
from
is
that
so
before
correct,
something
though.
bad happens? Like, let's help her.
Ben is so on point with that, though, is that the girl isn't thinking about like, well, how can I get this guy to like me who I am, like she's probably wearing low cut shirts and short shorts and you know what I mean, and like doing those squats every day because that's all that she thinks is good for. In high school, I'm not sure, no matter how many times somebody tells you you're more than that, if that's actually going to get into your brain. Like, duh. I'm just saying, as a teenage girl, I lived it. I was there. I mean, I always think highly of myself, and I didn't have a boyfriend until I was like 18 because I was like, I don't need you. Bye. You know what I mean? Like, I loved being a loner. Oh, man, what did I do? But no, there's so many girls out there that don't think that they're more than that. Personally, like, no matter how much you tell them, it's like so much up to them to like realize it on their own. And that
also-
sucks.
Also, girls who are like that, in my opinion, aren't looking for a nice guy to tell them, oh no, you're more than just your face. They're looking for just your butt and your boobs. They're looking for a guy to tell them, oh, you have nice butt and nice boobs. Like they're wearing like this, like the tight tracksuit bottoms for you to say, oh, your ass looks good in there.
Well, I think they're
That's the
looking for
thing.
that because that's the normal. Like if there was a way to change.
I don't
the
agree. I
normal-
don't think that's the normal.
That is the normal in high
it's the
school.
No, that's the normal,
that is-
unfortunately. That's-
Unfortunately.
That is
Not
the
with mine,
70% of the world is about how can I,
Looks.
about looks and
It's
how,
not
really
how can I
about
get
you
this
as a
person to like
person.
me because of how
Yeah.
I look. And
And I think
it's both sides. I think both genders need to work on, that type of thing. Guys need to not, be catcalling and only thinking about like how good a girl looks, but girls also need to think highly of themselves and more that they're more than just a pretty face.
Yeah, well, both genders need to put something into this to change it. And specifically,
that?
how do you do that? I don't know, but specifically answering and talking about what she could do. And there's no, like, you can sit here all day and tell her that she's not just her butt and boobs, and it might not make a difference for her. And it's also not going to change for him. What has to happen in this situation is her really just being like, okay, listen. Okay, I know I have a butt and boobs, and guess what? I also have a personality, and just wake up call. Like, he's not, no one's going to do that to him, so he's going to keep going, and then you end up with a 18-year-old with a 16-year-old that's pregnant because you just got into this relationship with him. Someone needs to have a wake up call in this situation, and it's you to bring it to him.
I just want to say, like, it's kind of relating to it, but Emma Stone's acceptance speech that was just like all over Facebook. There was a lot of comments saying how she just looks like a person, and she's not like, oh my God, this gorgeous human being. She's like fumbling on her lines, and it's just like she's not looking to be pretty. She was just like herself. And I mean, media is a big part of where we are now. And I mean, me personally, I just think we need more people like that to be shown so we can try and get away from the 70% of it being normal, saying that's like, oh, it's all about looks, and like more stuff like that being put out into the world can help those people who are like, oh, I need to show my boobs and my butt. It's like, no, actually you don't. Show your personality and people are going to find you way more attractive. I mean, that's just my 2 cents.
Okay, guys, don't hate me, but I do think since this girl is like 15 and this is what she wants, my suggestion, if you do want to get this guy, stop giving him attraction. Like, don't even look at him. If he says hi to you and starts to flirt with you, keep walking the other way. Make him want you more. And if he doesn't go after you, then you know then obviously he was literally only after you for your butt. But like
it does help when you don't give attention.
Obligation, I have to tell you, if this is like, if you want to try, just stop giving him attention, and then he'll want you.
It entices them.
So this is my personal my personal belief is that no guy gets to single out a body part unless it's your smile or your hair or something like
your eyes.
Or your eyes, yes, exactly. Before he's dating you. Like, no guy gets to say word one about a sexual body part until he's dating you. Like, a good guy will say, you look nice today, I like your smile, your eyes are cute, or something, some other compliment. But those types of things, singling out butt and boobs, that is for boyfriend/husband. That is not for some guy who's trying to hit on you. And it just, what you launched into initially when we read this question was like, or Katie Michael, like, I think the two of you bounced it, and it was like, this guy is going to be a problem, and then he's going to bounce, and you're going to be stuck with whatever happens next.
He's going to see another butt and boobs combo that he likes, and he's going to say,
yeah,
I'm babu.
And it's like, if your body is going to be available to somebody, they have to earn it. It's not up for grabs. You got to be more precious with something that's as delicate and sensitive and vulnerable as this. Someone has to earn that and say, I will protect that. That's
my booty.
Yes. And unless you're getting that from a dude, like, no, he doesn't get to touch you that way. That's because I'm very into keeping girls safe and having them, not just having them physically safe, but emotionally safe. Because if something goes on between the two of you, even if you don't get pregnant and then he bounces, you're going to be just sobbing because you were so vulnerable with him and he didn't respect it. So honestly, ladies,
quick side note, have y'all seen that Facebook video where it's like you can't be physically assaulted, that like there's these like new shorts like that underwear?
I was literally about to comment about it. Like, unfortunately we live in this world where a legit chastity belt has been like made, like, and
wow.
That's really
weird.
Wasn't
that's
aware. I don't think it's in my demographic.
No, I
on my feed.
I like reposted it on Facebook because I think that's so sad that that's had to be made for women so that they don't get raped.
Were they made by a father? It sounds like they were.
I don't
made
know.
by a dad.
It's like, it's
they
sad
just
that's
look
the
like
world
normal
that we live
booty
in.
shorts, though, like dance shorts, kind of.
Except for you can't get raped.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
That's
not the only form
sad.
of rape, but okay.
Oh yeah,
What?
Sorry, just it was a side note. Okay, next question.
Next
It's an
question.
adult.
Jilly.
Okay.
Jilly's great for this question.
Oh, really? Do you
Yeah.
think it just pertains to my life?
No, because you're just so adult-like.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
I love it.
I have been with my fiance for 3 years. We both agreed not to have Facebook at the start of our relationship because it causes drama. Today I found out that he has had it behind my back.
Dun dun dun.
I asked him for his Facebook password, and when I logged in, I looked at his deleted messages, which I didn't know you could do, but that's fun. One of them was from this female who he was messaging back and forth during the year we became official. He was asking the girl why she had sex with another man when they were something. Now he just accepted her on Instagram. He told me he didn't know who he accepted and tried to make it look like I'm the drama queen. I have asked him before if any of his exes were on social media and said no. Now I feel disrespected and betrayed. What do I do?
Peace.
Yeah.
This is not good.
I mean, you caught him in the act.
It was.
No, she caught him and he full out lied.
Yeah,
and
the
there's
lie.
messages
Reversed
about
it.
sex. Like,
Did
and
you
tried to make her
okay,
look
but pay
crazy.
attention to what was actually said, which was he asked his ex why she had sex with someone else. So he's trying to find closure to why she cheated on him.
No, when they were something. Like, we're something right now when they were dating. Or am I wrong? Or are you right?
I'm
You're
right. You're wrong.
You're right. I'm wrong.
And,
okay, just clearing it up. Wanted to make sure in my head it made sense. Got
And
it.
to be honest, if this conversation was from 2 years ago, you are being a drama queen. He accepted her on
He
Instagram.
just did, though.
That doesn't even matter. He accepted her on Instagram. That doesn't mean he looked at it. I accept people all the time when I had back in the day, and I didn't look at who I was accepting. I just accepted them. I had to go back through and delete people because I was like,
he didn't know who that was, and you knew who it
that
was.
does not. It could have been Cupcake 10 whatever on Instagram. It doesn't mean that it had the name that he knew.
Wait, so are we saying that he cheated on her? Or
No, he didn't cheat. He's just on social
He's just
media.
talking to
I
an
think
ex?
honestly, I think the guy's dumb. He went on Instagram. He friended somebody that he didn't friend him. He accepted a friend request that he didn't bother to look at. So there's where the dumb comes in. And then the conversation that she's talking about was from 2 years ago. She has no right to feel disrespected and betrayed. And also, it was nothing sexual between these two people. He was trying to find closure. Really, look at the situation. You are being a drama queen. As far as
What
I'm concerned.
are healthy expectations regarding social media and someone that you're
Not putting your business out on social media. That's the number one thing. I will never. That's like you would never probably know I have a girlfriend unless it's my anniversary. I just put a ring on her finger.
Do you have a girlfriend?
But you would never know, Tara.
Okay.
Never know.
Thought
But
we were
So
close enough. You could
mysterious.
tell me.
see, like with me personally, I get over things really easily. But he hid the Facebook from you. That was a big thing for me. Like, why are you hiding? Why are you hiding this?
If it's nothing.
Yeah, that's
And
the problem.
exactly, but it's
That's
asking this I girl agree why with she you. Had
sex with another man when they were something.
for what the
So were you
closure.
something that year that
And
you were.
like he's trying to find closure, but the closure should have been me and you coming together. You're with me now, so that's the closure, really. Why are we going back to your ex to find that? Yeah, over with. Don't talk to. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Thank you.
Simple.
Thank you.
Just because you're in a new relationship does not mean you have closure from the last one. Like, people do get into relationships before they have closure, and just because he's in there, and I do agree, he should not have had Facebook behind her back, but that does not mean that he's using it for reasons of cheating and betrayal and all those other things that she's talking about. If anything, all you found was him trying to find closure. Like, really, if you were going through his deleted messages, and if you can do that, I didn't know that either, but if you're going through the deleted messages and you find messages where he's sexting other women, that's a different story. But right now, all you found was him talking to an ex about why she cheated. That's all.
So I have experience with this. My only one boyfriend, that is now my ex-boyfriend. So like, this is gonna look bad on me a little bit, but
What'd you do?
So his ex-girlfriend, me and him got together really fast after his ex-girlfriend and him broke up. So I felt like, maybe there's something, still there. So I looked in his phone. I'm sorry I did that. Bad on me. But I did find messages, and it wasn't cheating, but it was like the thing that I remember. She was like, "Are you happy now?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am, but it's different." And so it's like, no. Did he cheat? No, not at all. Was that hurtful because he was texting an ex-girlfriend and still had communication? Yeah, that sucks. But if he's not cheating on you, then I feel like, yes, you should let it go. But he needs to know that if it wasn't anything, obviously he just wanted to find closure, then he needs to know it's okay not to hide that and tell her, look, I love you and everything, but I gotta know why this person, cheated on me. Is it like, are you comfortable with me, texting or Facebooking this other person? If she said no, that's her opinion. If you still want to do it, but he shouldn't have hid it from you. But if it's not cheating, then I would say maybe get over it.
Yeah,
we were together like a whole year and a half after that.
I definitely think that he should have communicated about the Facebook, as well as just talking to her in general, like keep an open line of communication. Also look at why he didn't do that with you, and I think it could have something to do with how you worded your question. But at the end of the day, also know that this was 2 years ago. If you didn't find anything more recent, like, get over it. It's like, are you really trying to bring up the past right now?
Unless you're not happy and wanting an excuse
yeah,
out of the
that's
relationship.
a different story, and that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, and you can always say to him, you can always use the words, help me understand. And don't back the person into a corner, but just say, I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling vulnerable, I'm feeling scared, help me understand.
Yeah.
And with that, I hope you all understand that I need you to have a wonderful week, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Woo! Yes.
Good wrap up.
So yeah, I feel like this mic went out.
Oh, dude.